So, like, this plan is... Okay, I was gonna try and qualify something about the plan, but like, we don't... There is no plan. What are we doing?
This organ must have been popular with the
There doesn't seem to be much of a plan here.
He was.
We decided that our only real lead was to find Quaestor Varys, and to do that, we have to go back to the Empire, which I'm sure we can agree is an extremely sound tactical decision.
They're here
And
to mourn the passing of the Emperor.
that kind
But
of
also
brought us to
excited about his
here.
successor.
He's somewhere.
Capital folk love
Don't worry
anything
about it.
new.
We're gonna have some politics
Everyone
going
must
on.
be eager to see who will take Olga's
We
place.
definitely know, in both the specific and the very broad scale, what we're doing. This is definitely not
You're awfully well informed.
just a total shot in the
Of
dark.
course I am. Who wouldn't be? They teach you these things in preschool.
I mean, I suppose that's not quite fair. Millie does have something that resembles a plan, in that she does know that, hey, you know, now that Olgan is dead, there's gonna be an election, and Quaestor Varys is gonna be one of the candidates, so we can at least... I don't know how that translates to, and then we get a private audience with him to figure out what the fuck is going on, but... baby steps.
The plot will think of something. I got nothing. But what do you even say to this? Other than, like, I don't know, I feel like it's not that surprising that if she's much younger than he is, that she would have better balance.
I mean, honestly, I'm on the wife's side here.
Ah, yeah, this is all very much, yeah, let's just leave them to that. That's just, yeah. Let's just leave that one. I was assuming things would be more normal outside, but then I saw this guy. Oh, okay, that's... What is happening in this town?
Well, a state funeral is happening, and people are losing their fucking minds.
Huh. That's very strange. I can't relate to that at all. Oh well. I guess this helps our plan, though, if the idea was that we were gonna use this as an opportunity to sneak around and not be, you know, immediately and violently arrested. Maybe? Does this count as the plan working?
Well, I mean, nobody's objecting to us just breaking into their fancy Imperial houses, so yeah, sure, we're gonna call this working.
Yeah. Feeling that might just be more of a JRPG plot contrivance. I don't know if we can give anyone credit for that. That's just the background noise of video games.
Ah, it's Geldoblame's house.
This seems like a good place to be. I think definitely interesting, worthwhile things will come out of an association with that one.
Presenting our first Imperial candidate, Governor of Azar and Commander of the Machina Vanguard, Lord Balehite.
Countrymen, great citizens upon whose unity our empire was built. The Emperor's death is a fact we must greet with much sadness. And yet, what joy, what pride I feel to see all the Empire's people join together to mourn him.
Man, this guy's good. That was 3 entire text boxes and he's like, we're at a funeral.
All endings are, by definition, beginnings. What better way to honor the late Emperor than to continue his pro machina efforts? Nay, expand upon them and take the next important step in Imperial history.
Man, these guys aren't wasting any
I
time.
ask you, could anyone besides me, your humble servant Baelheit, possibly shoulder this great legacy? Upon my election as the next Emperor, I will devote myself to the complete pro-machination of Alphard. With the blessings of Machina, I pledge to unite every continent under the Empire's reign. Then, when we have finally shed outdated conceptions like wings of the heart,
Okay, no, that's
I
it. He's
shall
lost the vote
provide
now.
you all with winglets, true wings for a new generation.
You know, I was open to this before, but now I've been
And
radicalized
so
completely
with
in the
you,
other direction.
My dear countrymen, I humbly await the sage decision of the honored members of the Senate.
Like, I have to ask, if he's waiting on the decision of the Senate, then why is he talking to all these
Next,
guys?
let us hear from our second candidate, Quaestor
Unless I've
Varys.
gravely misunderstood and these guys are the Senate.
That's him.
Yeah.
Citizens, I too find the Emperor's death regrettable. But do not forget, even now as we stand here, a crisis looms on the horizon. A crisis so great it threatens the entire world, not just the Empire. Sightings of sable, perversely shaped monsters, creatures of unknown origin, have been reported on every continent. You're all aware of the damage.
Sir, this is an election
As the
speech,
head
not
of
a military report.
affairs, I cannot overlook this menace.
I don't know, I feel like the
I swear
fear
to
and the
you
law and
in
order
my
are
own
election
name
speech
and
classics.
that of my guardian spirit, I will save the Empire and the world from these fearful beasts.
This guy sounds like he has a plan. I'm voting for him.
If any of you love this noble Empire, then you will lend me your strength, that we may avert this crisis. Thank you.
I especially like that he didn't spend several text boxes bleating on about how sad it is that we're at a
Save the
funeral.
world? He's got high hopes.
And zero talent for winning over a crowd.
He's just too honest. He has no standing in a pro-machination obsessed empire.
Ah, yes. Too honest. That was the problem with Quaestor
Baelheit
Varys.
said something about that. What does it mean?
There seems to be a real recurring problem with certain kinds of writing teams, or maybe it's certain kinds of translation teams, trying to write stuff that's like, this was a convincing speech, this was an unconvincing speech,
Varys said he was a spirit.
and then people comment on how convincing or unconvincing it was. And you're like, what?
Really? So you felt something because you were a guardian spirit?
Yep, definitely, Saki. We definitely felt the power of his spirit.
Okay. But maybe we should ask him about it when we meet him.
That's how guardian spirits
Ready
work,
to
right?
head over to the Quaestor's residence?
I mean, is it?
Yeah.
We don't actually know anything about this.
What happened? Millie! Kilo, are you okay?
I'm alright.
Where's Skilo?
I find all this extremely relatable somehow.
But if you'd been standing where I was, you'd be very dead right now. Quite a rough neighborhood. What's this all about?
Indiscriminate terrorism. There have been a lot of attacks recently. Not everyone agrees with the Empire's ways, and some use violence to make that known.
Hey, excuse me? Why don't you stop spacing out and do something to help the people who are hurt?
What?
Yeah, Sagi. You're the only one just standing around not doing anything right now.
The only person. No one else is capable of helping these people.
Let's see who needs help.
At least that one lady is running back and forth while we're literally being on fire. She's still doing it. But no, like to recap, we've got an assassination followed by a giant state funeral, followed by an election, followed by terrorism. I'm getting a distinct sense that this game may be getting a little bit political.
We don't use the P word. That scares all the gamers away.
Oh man, we wouldn't want to get you demonetized now, would we?
Anyway, so yeah, now that we've got a terrorism on our hands, we need to help these people.
Help them with the fundamental essence of a fruit fit for an emperor.
Correct. This man is going to die if we do not get him a fruit. And we don't do it right now.
A fruit fit for an emperor. This man doesn't just need any fruit. This fucking game, man. What? Why is it like this?
Anyway, we have several tasks that need to be done here. Among other things, we need to put out the fire. We need to get like a first aid kit for one of the kids. We need to get the fruit for an emperor, and there's something else. It's a bunch of quick little fetch quests.
Maybe that's why they specifically needed Sagi's help. Like maybe like nothing gets done in this place without fundamental essences of stuff. And nobody else is cut out to do that. Maybe that explains it. Like, I don't know, this is just one of those weird video game concepts from this exact era where, like, I can respect that people just tried stuff. But on the other hand, I feel like it should have been, predictable in advance that, like, this is just going to seem fundamentally fucking ridiculous to anyone who tries it.
Anyway, this is a fun one to try at home. If the cops are blocking you from going inside somebody's house, just tell them that there's been a bomb and that you need to go look for first aid supplies. It works every time.
Checks out. Bunny? Cat? Burglars?
You might think that Geldablame of all people would have some fruit fit for an emperor. However, that fruit is actually fake. So, we need to go find her sister, who is a maid from out of town, and she can give us some fruit.
Man, we tell jokes about JRPG fetch quests. And, like, I think the jokes have just kind of taken over a bit to the point where people forget that this is actually what stuff used to be like. Like, people don't do that. Things are reasonable. you're blowing everything out of proportion. But no. Can we not get the fundamental essence of stop, drop, and roll? I feel like that might have been a better idea. Alternatively, I mean, and I'm sorry to keep being that guy, but like, you could have just done that instead of sending somebody to go and fuck around with fundamental essence of stuff. Like, do you expect me to not bring this up?
There is a literal river running down directly next to the stairs. Like, lady, you could have just gone like 3 steps down the way.
Like, I really try to play along, right? I don't want to do that endless contrarianism thing. Like, I'm not about that style. I want to go along with stuff. Like, I want to laugh with the game, not at it. I want to roll with it, right? But they don't fucking make it easy sometimes. Like, come on. Also, very normal thing to ask someone.
I'm sorry, I still appreciate this man who must have fruit or else he's going to die. Because, like, at least all of the other people are, like, actually in danger. Like, the lady is literally on fire. We got a med kit for the girl. And this man needs fruit.
Oh, I don't know.
I think everyone.
Now that he brings it up, like, isn't the greatest motivator to get through any crisis
Yeah, but still.
rage at the capitalist
Who in the world would
system?
do something like this?
Like, spite is a very powerful motivator when deployed in the right way.
Maybe that way I can
Like,
find
you know,
some clues that point
people
us in
people
goodness.
say sometimes that if you're not angry, you're
Don't
not
go
paying
wandering
attention.
around. It's too dangerous.
Dangerous?
Maybe this
They don't
fruit
get
guy is
away
actually
with
onto
attacking
something.
my town. Now, time to start sleuthing.
I'm sure this 10-year-old child
Oh,
will just
here's a little
absolutely
thank you for
crack the
helping
case
out.
of the terrorism.
I'm trying to remember the
Okay,
name of the
see
one
y'all
random
later.
child from the early town in the previous game who was very annoying, and I can't, but I assure you I'm thinking of that child.
Are you telling me that you forgot the name of Paolo III, the Lord of Shadows?
I very much am telling you that I had forgotten the name of Paolo III, Lord of Shadows. That is exactly what I'm saying. I'm so glad you understand. Also, well, that certainly was a choice.
Ah, the boy Spiritor, welcome. So good of you to return.
Like, I'm assuming that all of those are just generic
Waste her
failure
first.
options if you choose wrong.
So without further ado, if you will follow me.
I love that he goes into that stealth animation literally any time you move, like you're just barely moving the stick.
Quaestor,
That's just
I
how
brought
he
the
slow
Spiritor
walks.
boy.
The door is open. Come in.
It's just habit for him. Maybe it was all that, you know, assassin training.
After you.
Anyway, it's time to meet our new boss, same as the old boss. Except this one maybe doesn't send us to assassinate the Emperor.
Welcome, lad. I am Varys, head of the Empire's military affairs.
I mean, not yet.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I suppose that's fair. It does seem an awful lot like we're about to have Emperor Baelheit on our hands, in which case Varys might in fact send us to go assassinate the Emperor.
Spirit.
Oh, are we just able to randomly spite this guy?
I am honored to meet you.
Like,
the puppet is named Gilo.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed that we didn't go with the comedy spite dialogue option.
What's an Umbra?
I'm talking about the monsters you encountered in the Emperor's residence and in Hasele.
Who told you?
Watch your tone of voice. To whom do you think you're speaking?
It's all right. This is no time to mince words.
Forgive me, sir. I am aware of the present situation.
Good. I can see that Gilo is anything but a paramachina. And who might you be, young miss?
My name is Milliard.
Milliard? Have we met somewhere before?
No. I've never had the honor, sir.
I see. I suppose I'm going senile already. Now then, about the...
But yeah, there is, 0% chance that we're not about to be dragged into an enormous amount of bullshit that's way beyond our means.
Baelheit cooked up the whole affair. He hates things like guardian spirits and wings of the heart. He'd wipe them from existence if he could. He had Olgan killed in hopes of taking his place, and then accused you, a spiritor, to hush the matter up. Two birds with one stone, you see?
But the Emperor didn't die by our hands.
That's right. Some other guy had already killed him.
But the problem remains that you are the one who stands accused. So here's what I propose. Why don't we make an arrangement?
An arrangement, sir?
That's right. I have the power to strike your murder accusation from the record. I can also pledge aid to the orphanage in Hasele.
The orphanage? How do you know about that?
I mean, does anyone not at this point?
The fact that I do should show you how sincere I am.
What are your conditions?
Put a stop to Baelheit's ambitions.
And what are those?
He won't stop with the Empire. Baelheit plans to pro-machinate every last island.
I mean, yes, he literally said as much.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty literal reading of what's going on. But like, what was this we were saying not even 5 minutes ago about how this guy was not about to get us to assassinate the Emperor?
Do you know anything about them?
Like, I don't know. I'm not really seeing much of a career progression here, to be perfectly frank.
But the answers continue to elude us. The only thing that's certain is what you already know. They possess immeasurable power. Baelheit wants that power. Therein lies our problem. Were someone able to harness such strength, well, certainly you can imagine. We need the cooperation of other nations' leaders if we're going to prevent such a disaster. Thus, I'd like for you to meet with the leaders of each continent and request their aid in stifling Baelheit's ambitions.
But why not just go yourself, Quaester?
As you can see, the war took my leg. So I'm afraid I quite literally cannot rise to the occasion. Hence my need
I mean,
for a reliable right-hand man.
You have
I believe I can trust a fellow spirit.
literally airships.
Why do you have to turn to other lands? As the Empire's military leader.
I don't see.
Pro-machination efforts began with the late Emperor, and it shows. The movement's results already ring louder than the objections of one man.
None of this. Why?
Sagi, spiriters are chosen folk, not just
what the fuck ever.
Their heart with the spirit.
Are you implying that you think Varys's plan is maybe not completely thought through all the way?
The ones who are chosen, though,
Like, that just seems to be the style at the time.
wisdom of their spirit.
Like, everyone just
Power
seems to
and
be
that
winging
wisdom
this.
are so great they
Like,
may
figuratively
even
and
sway the
literally.
world's future. You and I have been
Everyone is just
Sagi.
dragging us into some bullshit. Like, it doesn't seem to matter what happens. We're just going along with someone's bullshit.
Like I said, new boss, same as the old boss.
You're right. It's not an easy decision to make.
And like, it's less that he hasn't thought his plan all the way through, and more like
May I
it's
have a
just
little time to think this through?
transparently
Of course.
wrong,
For your answer.
or, you know, lying to us
Geldoblade.
in an unprecedented turn of events. It would be the first time that somebody in a position of authority has lied to us in the course of this plot.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting to attend. I'm sure your answer will be the right one, Sagi.
It's just that the amount of plotting going on literally everywhere we look should maybe clue our heroes into the whole fact that literally everyone around them is about to try and drag them into some bullshit,
This room. I'll leave you to yourselves.
and that they should maybe just try not going along with things.
The Quaestor is thinking of the entire world, you know, not just the Empire. If it's within your power, I hope you will help him.
Repeatedly bears pointing out, a little bit less jokingly each time, that most JRPG plots could be averted if the protagonist simply didn't. And I don't like that.
Well, the good news is that we don't have to give an answer right now. We can take a little time to think on it. And what better
mind's
way
still swimming.
to do that
I doubt I'll
than
be
to take a
able to
nice
sleep.
stroll outside of town?
Why don't you go for a little stroll? A change of scenery might do you good.
I mean, it seems like a better plan than actually trying to think. Like, historically, we've not been very good at thinking.
It's lively there. You'll perk up in no time.
Thank you, Millie, for the wonderful suggestion of
All right.
what if we just went and crossed the fucking
Not far.
desert so that we
just
could
head
have a
south
place to
into the
think.
Nihal Desert and walk
Like,
for a while.
what was I just saying about how
Oh,
well the
well.
thinking thing tends to go for us? Like, we're really good at this. This is the best idea I've ever heard.
Is that not what you do when you need to clear your head? You go cross the fucking desert?
I mean, it's a hell of a way to take your mind off of stuff. Who knows what brilliant theory is gonna come out of the crucible of all that pain.